Millions of years ago, Vietnam did not look green. There were no coffee fields, no forests, no peaceful mountains covered in mist. What is now the calm highlands of Dak Nong was once a world of fire, a place where the earth cracked open, where rivers of lava burned across the land for hundreds of kilometers, where ash darkened the sky like an endless storm. Today, when people think about volcanoes, they imagine places like Iceland or the islands of Hawaii. But few people realize that Vietnam once looked frighteningly similar. Beneath the modern forests of the Central Highlands lies the remains of an ancient volcanic world, one of the largest volcanic regions in Southeast Asia. And hidden under Dak Nong today is a vast underground kingdom created by fire itself. The lava cooled, the volcanoes died, but the scars they left behind became something extraordinary. Massive lava tunnels, endless dark caves, and traces of prehistoric humans who once lived inside this ancient underworld. What you are about to see is the forgotten time when Vietnam was covered by fire. Long before the volcanoes erupted, before rivers of lava crossed the land, the Central Highlands of Vietnam were a very different world. There were no volcanic cliffs, no lava caves, no black basalt fields stretching across Dak Nong. Instead, ancient Vietnam was quiet. Dense prehistoric forests covered much of the landscape. Rivers flowed peacefully through valleys untouched by fire. Animals moved across a land that seemed stable and eternal. But deep beneath the surface, something enormous was beginning to awaken. Far below the forests and mountains, hidden under layers of ancient rock, the Earth itself was changing. Heat from deep inside the planet slowly pushed upward. Molten magma gathered beneath the Central Highlands, trapped under immense pressure for millions of years. At first, nothing could be seen from above. The trees still stood. The skies remained calm. The land appeared peaceful, but underground, Vietnam was becoming unstable. Tiny fractures began spreading through the earth like invisible scars. The ground slowly weakened as pressure continued to build below. Scientists believed this volcanic activity would eventually reshape huge parts of the Central Highlands, creating one of the most important volcanic landscapes in Southeast Asia. The future lava fields of Dak Nong, the volcanic caves hidden underground today, all of them began here, in silence. Because before Vietnam became a land of fire, the Earth first had to prepare for the eruption that would change everything forever. For thousands of years, the pressure beneath the Central Highlands kept building in silence. Deep below the Earth, rivers of magma moved through enormous fractures hidden beneath ancient Vietnam. Then one day, the ground could no longer hold it. The earth cracked open, not with a single explosion, but with gigantic tears stretching across the land itself. From those glowing wounds, magma burst upward with terrifying force. Fire exploded into the sky. Molten rock erupted from the depths of the planet. And the birth of Vietnam's volcanoes had begun. Towering columns of ash rose kilometers into the atmosphere. The sky darkened. Sunlight disappeared behind clouds of smoke and volcanic dust. Thunder echoed through the ash-filled heavens. But this was not a normal storm. The volcano itself created lightning. Violent electrical flashes ripped across the black clouds as the eruption intensified. Below, rivers of red-hot lava poured across the ancient landscape. Everything in their path vanished beneath fire. Forests burned. The ground melted. Entire valleys disappeared under waves of molten rock, moving slowly across the land like a living ocean. Some lava flows stretched for incredible distances, reshaping vast parts of what is now the Central Highlands of Vietnam. And as the eruptions continued over countless years, the volcanic world of Dak Nong grew larger and larger. What we see today as peaceful mountains and green forests was once a catastrophic landscape of fire, smoke, ash, and exploding earth. A forgotten volcanic hell hidden beneath modern Vietnam.
As the eruptions continued, the volcanoes of ancient Vietnam began transforming the land itself. Enormous rivers of lava flowed across the Central Highlands for vast distances, slowly, relentlessly, like oceans of liquid fire moving across the earth. Some lava flows stretched across what is now Dak Nong, KLK, and surrounding regions, covering ancient landscapes beneath layers of molten rock. The heat was unimaginable. Everything the lava touched disappeared beneath burning stone. Forests vanished. Valleys were buried. Entire surfaces of the earth were remade. Over time, these eruptions created massive basalt plateaus, the dark volcanic rock that still dominates much of the Central Highlands today. In fact, the fertile red soil that makes Tay Nguyen famous for coffee and agriculture exists because of these ancient volcanic eruptions millions of years ago. Modern Vietnam was literally built by fire, but something even more extraordinary was happening beneath the lava itself. As the outer surface of the lava rivers cooled, it hardened into solid rock. Yet underneath that crust, molten lava continued flowing forward like a hidden underground river. Eventually, when the eruptions weakened, the remaining lava drained away, leaving behind enormous empty tunnels beneath the earth. These were lava tubes, natural volcanic tunnels created by flowing magma, and over millions of years, they became the massive cave systems hidden beneath Dak Nong today. This is why the volcanic caves of Vietnam are so long and complex. They were not carved slowly by water like ordinary caves. They were born directly from rivers of fire. The same geological process can still be seen today in places like Hawaii, where lava flows continue creating volcanic tunnels beneath active volcanoes. And the black volcanic landscapes of Iceland show similar fields of hardened lava stretching across the land. But unlike Iceland or Hawaii, Vietnam's volcanic world became hidden beneath forests, mountains, and time itself, a forgotten world of fire, buried beneath the green landscape people see today. Most people think Vietnam has no volcanoes, no giant craters, no exploding mountains, no rivers of lava like the ones seen in Iceland or Hawaii. But that belief is completely wrong. Across the Central Highlands of Vietnam, the remains of an ancient volcanic world are still everywhere, hidden beneath forests, farmlands, quiet mountains. Some of Vietnam's volcanoes no longer erupt, but their shapes still dominate the landscape. One of the most famous is Chang Ya. Today it looks peaceful, a green volcanic mountain surrounded by farms and flowers. But millions of years ago, this was once a violent crater filled with fire and molten lava. Nearby, volcanic traces continue across the highlands. Ancient lava fields, collapsed craters, black basalt rock spread across enormous areas of land. And in Dak Nong, scientists discovered something even more extraordinary: the Krông Nô volcanic system, one of the largest and most important volcanic cave systems in Southeast Asia. Beneath the forest lies a hidden network of lava tunnels created directly by flowing magma millions of years ago. Some tunnels stretch deep underground like buried highways formed by rivers of fire. Then there is Nam Kar, another volcanic area linked to the ancient eruptions that shaped this region. Together, these forgotten volcanoes reveal something shocking. Vietnam was never just a tropical land of forests and rivers. It was once a massive volcanic landscape, a place where the earth exploded repeatedly over countless ages. But unlike modern volcanic regions, Vietnam's eruptions ended long ago. Nature slowly covered the scars with jungles, farms, and human life, until most people forgot the volcanoes were ever there at all. Yet the evidence still remains everywhere for those who know where to look. Under the soil, inside the caves, and across the silent mountains of the Central Highlands. When people think about volcanic landscapes, two places often come to mind first: Iceland, a land where fire and ice still collide today, and Hawaii, where enormous shield volcanoes continue pouring lava into the Pacific Ocean. Both places are famous because their volcanoes are still alive. In Iceland, the earth continues to split apart beneath the island. New lava fields appear even in modern times. Entire towns sometimes face volcanic eruptions and rivers of molten rock. In Hawaii, giant shield volcanoes slowly build islands from the ocean floor upward. Lava flows continue shaping the landscape even today. But millions of years ago, Vietnam may have looked surprisingly similar. The Central Highlands were once part of a vast volcanic plateau, shaped by repeated eruptions over enormous periods of time. Like Iceland, Vietnam experienced massive volcanic activity that fractured the earth and covered huge areas in lava. Like Hawaii, rivers of molten rock flowed across the landscape, building thick volcanic layers that still exist today. Yet there is one major difference. Vietnam's volcanoes eventually fell silent. The eruptions stopped, the lava cooled, and nature slowly reclaimed the land. Forests grew over ancient lava fields. Mountains softened beneath vegetation. Human civilizations appeared above the sleeping volcanic world below. But underground the evidence never disappeared. The basalt layers remain beneath the soil of Tay Nguyen. The volcanic caves of Dak Nong still stretch through the earth like frozen lava rivers trapped in time. Even today, scientists can still read the story of Vietnam's volcanic past inside the rocks themselves. That is what makes Dak Nong so extraordinary. Unlike Iceland or Hawaii, where volcanic power is still visible on the surface, Vietnam hides its volcanic history beneath silence, forests, and time, a forgotten world of fire still sleeping under the green heart of the Central Highlands. Then slowly the fire began to die. The eruptions weakened, the rivers of lava stopped flowing, and the volcanoes of ancient Vietnam finally fell silent. For the first time in millions of years, the Central Highlands grew quiet again. The molten rivers hardened into black volcanic stone, ash settled back onto the earth, and rain, forests, and time slowly covered the scars of the eruptions. It seemed as though the volcanic age of Vietnam had ended forever. But beneath Dak Nong something extraordinary remained hidden underground. The lava tubes that once carried rivers of molten rock had now cooled completely. What had once been tunnels of fire became vast empty caves beneath the earth, dark, silent, endless. Over thousands of centuries, these volcanic tunnels formed an underground labyrinth, unlike almost anywhere else in Southeast Asia. Some caves stretched deep into darkness. Others split into hidden chambers created by ancient eruptions millions of years ago. Inside them, the walls still carried the marks left behind by flowing magma, frozen waves of lava, volcanic textures hardened in time, ancient passages created not by water but by fire itself. And above these hidden tunnels life returned to the surface. Forests covered the land, animals returned. Humans eventually settled in the region, never realizing at first what existed beneath their feet. But deep underground, the ancient volcanic world survived in silence. A hidden kingdom beneath Dak Nong, a place born from destruction, yet preserved for millions of years, beneath the green heart of Vietnam. And in the next episode we descend into that forgotten underworld itself.
Today, the Central Highlands of Vietnam feel peaceful. Green forests stretch across the mountains. Coffee farms cover the volcanic soil. Mist drifts quietly through the valleys of Dak Nong. It is difficult to imagine that this calm landscape was once one of fire, ash, and exploding earth. But beneath the forests of Tay Nguyen, the ancient volcanic world still survives. Hidden underground lies an enormous network of lava caves created millions of years ago by rivers of molten rock. And scientists have discovered something even more incredible. Prehistoric humans once lived inside these volcanic caves. Deep beneath Dak Nong, people found shelter in the darkness long before recorded history. Stone tools, ancient traces of fire, evidence of human life preserved inside tunnels born from volcanoes. Even today, many parts of this underground world remain unexplored. Some tunnels disappear deep beneath the earth. Others may still hide secrets untouched for thousands of years, because under the peaceful forests of modern Vietnam, there is still a forgotten kingdom sleeping in darkness, and deep beneath Dak Nong, an ancient hidden kingdom still waits in darkness. In the next episode, the hidden kingdom beneath Dak Nong.